Hello dear students and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to share with you the most important and easy answers for TS Inter Second Year English Final Exams 2025. ये आंसर्स इतने ज़्यादा इजी है बिकॉज ये पॉइंट्स में लिखे गए हैं इन वेरी शॉर्ट सिंपल लैंग्वेज. जस्ट रिमेंबर स्टूडेंट्स, याद आप आंसर्स को पॉइंट्स में कर सकते हो लेकिन बोर्ड एग्जाम में आपको इसी आंसर को पैराग्राफ के फॉर्म में लिखना है. So all these are single answers of every lesson. Like for 4 questions, you have only one summary which you can write for any question being asked from this lesson. अगर आप हर समरी का डिटेल एक्सप्लेनेशन सुनना चाहते हो देन उसकी लिंक कमेंट सेक्शन में है जिसमें फुल प्लेलिस्ट है ऑफ टीएस इंटर सेकेंड ईयर इंग्लिश इम्पॉर्टेंट single answers, mind maps, lesson, poem and short story explanations, and also most important questions for the board exam. Let's begin. First poem is Awake. इस poem से 4 questions पूछे जाते हैं. First one, substantiate the critical comment that the poem Awake is a patriotic lyric. Question 2, what do the children implore the mother in the poem Awake? Question 3. How do Indians plan to set their mother again in the forefront of glory? Question 4. What do the children of all creeds promise their mother separately and collectively? Summary. The poem's name is Awake. It was written by Sarojini Naidu. She was called the Nightingale of India by Mahatma Gandhi. She was a freedom fighter. Her most famous work is The Golden Threshold, 1905. The poem is about love for Mother India and request to get freedom. Sarojini shows her love for India in this poem. She says that all Indians from all religions have come to worship, serve, and protect India. It is a call to remove British rule from India with unity of all Indians. India is called Queen and Goddess and told that we salute and will protect it. The message of the poem is that it motivates Indians that with unity we can free India. Second poem is poem Fear. इस पोएम में भी 4 क्वेश्चंस है. क्वेश्चन नंबर 1, व्हाट इज द सेंट्रल आइडिया ऑफ द पोएम फियर? क्वेश्चन 2, व्हाट डज नोबडी कैन गो बैक मीन इन द पोएम फियर? एक्सप्लेन फ्रॉम योर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. Question 3, how can one overcome fear? Explain. What does the line the river needs to take risk of entering the ocean mean? Discuss. Question 4, it's not about disappearing into the ocean but of becoming the ocean. Summary. The poem's name is Fear. It was written by Khalil Gibran. He was a Lebanese American poet. His famous work is The Prophet. The poet takes 2 symbols from the nature, that is the river and the ocean. The river shakes before entering into the ocean because it thinks that it will lose its identity. It looks back at all the villages and forests it had traveled, but it cannot go back. It is impossible to go back, and she has to take a risk and enter into the ocean water. It is a powerful message to human beings who have many fears like fear of death, fear of change, fear of identity, fear that everyone will forget them, and many more fears. The river should think that it is getting a chance to become a part of such a big ocean, and only then fear will disappear. The message of the poem is that we must learn how to overcome fear by taking risk. Next poem, On the Grasshopper and Cricket. इस poem से भी 4 questions पूछे जाते हैं. Question number 1, what is the theme of the poem On the Grasshopper and Cricket? Question 2, according to Keats, when does one hear a cricket song? Question 3, when does a grasshopper sing? Question 4, discuss the common features between the grasshopper and cricket. Summary. The poem's name is On the Grasshopper and Cricket. It was written by John Keats. His most famous works are Ode on a Grecian Urn, Ode to a Nightingale, and longest poem Endymion. This poem is about the never-ending beauty of nature. The poet uses 2 symbols from the nature, that is the grasshopper and the cricket. The grasshopper never gets tired by singing during the summer season. The cricket sings during the winter season. When people are half asleep in winter season, they hear the cricket's song, but think that the grasshopper is singing on a grassy hill because it has a similar voice. The cricket's voice comes from the stove. The cricket's song gives warmth of summer in winter. It is a 14-line sonnet. First 8 lines are called octave that talk about the grasshopper. The last 6 lines are called sestet that talk about the cricket. The message of the poem is that poetry of the earth is never ending. नेक्स्ट पोएम गुड बाय पार्टी फॉर मिस पुष्पा टीएस। इस पोएम से भी 4 क्वेश्चंस हैं। फर्स्ट वन, डू यू अग्री दैट द पोएम गुड बाय पार्टी फॉर मिस पुष्पा टीएस इज अ फेयरवेल एड्रेस? जस्टिफाई योर रिस्पॉन्स। Question 2. How does the speaker describe Miss Pushpa in the poem? Question 3. What is the central idea of the poem Goodbye Party for Miss Pushpa T.S.? Question 4. Does the poem bring out the sweetness of Miss Pushpa? Justify your answer. Summary. The poem's name is Goodbye Party for Miss Pushpa T.S. It was written by Nizam Ezekiel. He was an Indo-Anglian poet. He got educated in Mumbai and London. He was a multi-talented poet. This is a humorous poem. It makes fun of Indians who tried to speak English, Babu English, after independence. There is a farewell party for Miss Pushpa who is leaving for abroad, and the speaker gives a speech for her at the party. He uses simple Indian sentences that sound funny due to grammatical errors. Miss Pushpa's friends wish her a safe journey. The speaker talks about her good qualities. He says that she is popular, sweet lady, always happy, and is the daughter of a lawyer, and she keeps smiling. Everyone at the party speak after this speech. This poem is funny, cheerful, and has positivity. The message of the poem is not about Miss Pushpa leaving, but it's about human mistakes. Now we are done with all 4 poems, but remember students, out of 4, any 3 only you have to learn for your board exam. Now prose lessons. First lesson is how to avoid foolish opinions. इस lesson से again 4 questions है. Question 1. How can we prevent developing a dogmatic attitude as per Russell's suggestion? Question 2. Travel is an excellent educator. Explain with reference to Russell's essay, How to Avoid Foolish Opinions. Question 3. According to Russell, what is the only way to tackle self-pride? Question 4. What does Bertrand Russell say about a person getting angry about a difference of opinion? Summary. The lesson's name is How to Avoid Foolish Opinions. It was written by Bertrand Russell. He was a multifaceted genius. His famous works are Principia Mathematica and Problems of Philosophy. In this lesson, he tells us 5 ways in which we can avoid bad or foolish ideas. That is, first one, observe yourself. Second one, look for biases. Third one, read a newspaper from outside. Fourth one, travel outside your neighborhood to remove prejudices. Fifth one, have a mock debate with an imaginary opponent to avoid foolish fights. He tells us not to become like Aristotle, who gave dogmatic statements. He tells us not to follow foolish customs like the Chinese and Manchus. He says in arithmetic there is no bad treatment, but in theology it is there. He tells us not to have human pride as we are a small part of this big planet. The message of the lesson is that it makes us think about mistakes of human beings and teaches us not to make foolish decisions. Next lesson, the awakening of women. From this lesson, again 4 questions are there. First one, why were Indian women in the 19th century most backward of all women in the world? Question 2, but when the movement was already started, women were everywhere at the forefront. Elaborate. Question 3, what is the true test of the changed position of women in India? Question 4, name some legislative reforms mentioned in the essay The Awakening of Women that seek to establish the equality of women. Summary, the lesson's name is The Awakening of Women. It was written by K.M. Panikkar. He was a prolific writer, studied in Madras and Oxford University. He published 50 books and articles in Malayalam and English. In this lesson, he talks about position, status, and transformation of women. Women participated in the Gandhian movement that gave courage to women to participate in the national movement. Women progressed in life and got freedom from social slavery, unwanted practices, and customs. Women got freedom from legal, social, and political restrictions when they participated in the Brahmo Samaj movement. Gandhiji said that women are the primary powerhouse when he saw that they actively participated. Women got rights like independent property, freedom to marriage, and prevention from temple services. The message of the lesson is that it has good details and facts that convince readers that really the position of women in India has changed after independence. Third prose lesson is Solution to Plastic Pollution. Again, 4 questions are being asked. Question 1. Describe the department of Dr. Vasudevan as the professor of TCE. Question 2. How did Dr. Vasudevan experiment with plastic waste and what has been the result? Question 3. How did APJ Kalam encourage Dr. Vasudevan and what has been the outcome? Question 4. List the advantages of plastic roads as described by Dr. Vasudevan. Summary. The lesson's name is Solution to Plastic Pollution. It is an article taken from the internet. It is about Dr. Rajagopalan Vasudevan. He is also called the Plastic Roadman of India. He is an Indian scientist who studied in Madras University. He works in Tyagarajar College of Engineering. His research work here was to search for ways to manage plastic waste, reuse and recover it. He found if we heat plastic waste at 160 degrees and mix it at 155 degrees with tar and bitumen, then we can construct plastic roads. He faced many problems, but Dr. Kalam motivated him that one day people will practice this. Dr. Vasudevan got a chance with Clean India campaign to show that his technology is useful. Benefits of plastic roads are low cost, simple technology, good use of plastic waste, waterproof roads up to 60 years, double road strength, no rutting, cracking and potholes, zero maintenance. He gave this technology to Indian government free of cost. The message of the lesson is that we must serve our country and help improve life around us. Last prose lesson is guilty one act play. इस लेसन से भी 4 क्वेश्चंस पूछे जाते हैं. Question 1. Describe the importance of Mrs. Moore in Guilty. Question 2. Sketch the character of Jim in the light of Marayan's comments like it is the same. But how did it get into Jim's pocket? Question 3. Ma, you are talking like someone in a fog, without any sense. Are these words from Jim an order or exception? Explain. Question 4. Marayan puts what she thinks is 2 and 2 together and makes 4 out of it. Discuss the developments that lead or rather mislead Marayan into making this mistake. Summary. The lesson's name is Guilty. It is a one-act play. It was written by Horace J. Gardner and Bonnivier Arnaud. They are called single author because they wrote everything together, never as individuals. This play is a short comedy with a social message. There are 3 unities of time, place and theme. Viewers of the play think that the play is very sweet and say small is beautiful. The story is about a young engineer named Jim Ryan who works as a night watchman at Van King's warehouse. His mother, Ma Ryan, believed in dignity of labor. One day her neighbor, Mrs. Moore, in front of Ma Ryan, reads from the newspaper about robbery of a diamond pendant at Van King's. Ma calls Jim's office but was told that Jim doesn't work there. She then checks Jim's sweater and finds the diamond pendant in Jim's pocket. She thinks Jim is the thief. Jim had found it on the road and wanted to give it back to Mr. Van King. He just forgot to tell his mother. Jim was innocent. Marianne realizes her mistake and promises that she will never put 2 and 2 together again. In the end, Jim returns the diamond and gets rewarded for it by Mr. Van King. The message of the lesson is that parents play an important role in a child's success. So with this, all 4 prose lessons are done. But remember students, for the word exam, you have to learn any 3 out of 4. Next are short stories. First short story is A Gift for Christmas. इस short story से again 4 questions है. Question 1. Love, sacrifice and generosity are the essential elements for happy living. Explain this statement with reference to the story A Gift for Christmas. Question 2. Analyze the character of Della. Question 3. Sketch the character of Jim. Question 4. A Gift for Christmas is an example of O. Henry's comic irony. Justify. Summary. The lesson's name is A Gift for Christmas. It was written by O. Henry. It was taken from the book The 4 Million. He has written 600 stories on American life. It is about a young couple named Jim and Della. Jim is only 22 years old, a thin man who earns $20 per week and has family's responsibility. Both of them wanted to give each other a gift on Christmas. Della is a frugal lady and saves money, but her savings were only $1.87. Della sold her long brown hair at a salon for $20. She got a platinum watch chain for Jim's gold watch for $21. Jim sold his gold watch and bought ivory combs for Della. Both of them showed love and sacrifice. Irony here is that cannot use each other's gift. The message of the story is that the value of a gift is in the giver and not the gift itself. Next short story is The Woman on Platform Number 8. Question 1. Describe the character of Arun, the boarding school boy. Question 2. What did Satish's mother advise him about strangers? How did Arun and Satish react to her advice? Question 3. What made Arun call the strange woman mother at the end? Question 4. Give any 4 reasons to explain why Arun developed instant liking for the strange woman in a white sari on platform number 8. Summary. The lesson's name is The Woman on Platform Number 8. It was written by Ruskin Bond. His most famous work is The Blue Umbrella. He has won the Padma Shri and Padma Bhushan awards. Arun is a 12-year-old schoolboy. He is confident, good observer and travels alone without fear. Arun is going to his school by train and is waiting at the station. A simple woman in a white sari comes to him and offers him food. Arun was going to refuse, but she held his hand and took him to the station dining room. She ordered tea, samosas, and jalebis and listened to him like a mother. Later, Arun meets his classmate Satish with his mother on the station. Arun felt hate towards Satish's mother because she thought Arun and his mother are poor. She was a lady full of attitude and show off. Arun liked the strange lady for her nature, kindness, calmness on her face, and her deep voice. When the train arrived, Satish and Arun sat in the train, and before leaving, Arun said goodbye, mother, to the strange lady. The message of the story is that it teaches us how to identify simple and nice people and also people who do things for show off. Next short story is The Doctor's Word. Question 1. Sketch the character of Dr. Raman. Question 2. People came to him, Dr. Raman, when the patient was on his last legs. Why? Question 3. Describe Gopal's health condition and his anxiety about the will. Question 4. If my word can save his life, he shall not die, said Dr. Raman to himself. Explain the situation that makes the doctor say so. Summary. The lesson's name is The Doctor's Word. It was written by R.K. Narayan. He has a career of 60 years and is famous for stories on Malgudi days. And he works at Lolly Extension. He is an honest man, trusted doctor, and a friend of Gopal for 40 years. His fees is 25 rupees and patients visit him only when they are serious. One day Gopal's son tells Raman that Gopal is not well since 1.5 months. Dr. Raman goes and visits Gopal and conducts his operation at home. He knows that Gopal will not survive but keeps him under observation. Gopal gets up at night and asks Raman if he will survive or die because he has to sign a property will, otherwise his family will be troubled by Subaya and gang. Dr. Raman for the first time in his life tells a lie because he didn't want to take away Gopal's hope. A miracle happened the next day. Gopal was out of danger. Dr. Raman told Gopal's wife, "Don't look unhappy, lady. Your husband will live to be 90 years." It was a mystery for Dr. Raman that how Gopal was saved from a big attack. The message of the story is that we must understand the value of soothing words and its positive impact. Last short story is an interview. This lesson has 4 questions. Question 1. The narrator thought that the interview was superfluous. Why? Question 2. The dean began to look interested. What was he interested in? Why? Question 3. Why do you think the old man visited the waiting room? Question 4. His face suddenly lightened. Do you think the dean was really happy with the narrator? Why? Summary. The lesson's name is An Interview. It was written by Richard Gordon. He was a surgeon, an anesthetist, and a writer. He is known for his Doctor series of novels. This story is about Richard's own experience. He was an 18-year-old fast, worthy, wings three-quarter player in rugby game. He wanted admission in St. Swithin's Medical School, so he had to attend an interview. The secretary of the dean asked him 3 questions that were: have you been to a public school? Do you play rugby, football, or any other association? Do you think you can pay the fees? Richard answered yes to all the questions. He was taken to the dean, Dr. Lionel Loftus's room, and the dean also asked the same questions and got impressed by Richard. He said that you are selected in this interview. Richard thought that questions were not related to the profession. The interview was superfluous, easy. The message of the story is that it teaches us how to conduct interviews in real life. So we've come to the end of all the four short stories as well, but for the board exam, you need to learn any three only. If you want detailed explanation of any lesson or any grammar topic, then playlist is given in the comment section. Don't forget to check it out.